good Sylvester Stallone movie just like anybody else. I feel like it's almost been a little while since I've seen a big movie coming out from him. And here he is on Amazon Prime in their latest superheroistic adventure. It's Samaritan. Samaritan is a film about a washed-up superhero. Basically, the entire world remembers a superhero and a supervillain, one by the name of Samaritan and the other Nemesis. Long ago, they duked it out and died. At least that's what the entire world thought. That is until this young kid notices this older man showcase about a strength that he shouldn't have. This makes the kid realize that maybe Samaritan didn't die after all, and maybe this older gentleman played by Sly Stallone might actually be he, the one, the only Samaritan. You know what? I had a lot of fun with this movie. I mean, is it the most original superhero movie or story that we've ever seen before? No, we've seen washed up superheroes before with Logan, and the plot itself seems to be mostly a mixture of things that we've seen in the past. But what it is Sylvester Stallone, and he does a pretty good job here, especially for how old he is. He's been in the business for a while, and it's really nice to see him in kind of a superhero setting, because it makes a lot of sense. We've seen him as a superhero before, of course, in, I think it's Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but we don't really see him do anything. It's like he was set up to do something or to be shown doing something, but we never actually saw it. And this, you do. His backstory is interesting. I don't want to spoil you by breaking it down, but then again, the film isn't exactly predictable either. Like, seriously, I feel like it's really, honestly, attempting to throw a veil over your eyes and do this twist and turn type plot, and while watching, you're like, no, it's not as mysterious or as crazy as it thinks it is. I guessed what would happen in this movie as soon as I turned it on. So no, nothing about it really screams original, but it is a lot of fun because it's Sylvester Stallone kicking butt. I mean, if I was writing a superhero story with Sylvester Stallone in mind, what power would I give him? Super strength. Obviously. No, I'm not gonna give him something like flight or laser vision or something stupid, because it's Sylvester Stallone who likes to punch people, and if you're somebody who likes to punch people, well, you know, super strength it is. You know, as a superhero story in general, it's not bad, you know? It blends in with a lot of the others, but at the same time, it's also incredibly grounded. That's the nice thing about superhero stories that follow around a washed up, older, retired superhero, if you will. And I feel like Stallone likes to continually prove to people that he still has it in him to be an action star, because this guy's doing things left and right that I struggle to do at 34. So, you know, dude's crazy. Now, one thing that I will say is this film is basically what you expect it to be. So if you're somebody that hates Sylvester Stallone, you're still gonna hate him. You know, this isn't gonna change anything for you. It's still the Sylvester Stallone you know and love, or in your case, hate. But again, if you love him, you'll enjoy this film. I think it's, in general, a good fun time. It's super rocky, if you will. Instead, what I'll say is, as far as negatives are concerned, there's not a ton of big negatives. There are small negatives though, and just like anything else, small negatives become more of a bigger problem the more you add on. And there's a few things in this film that can be considered bad. They're just small, trivial things. Like, first of all, the story isn't all that original. Like I said before, there's nothing grand about it that's gonna knock your socks off, that's gonna surprise you, that's gonna shock you, that's gonna change your world. Next is that I would say that the bad guy of the film, he's I don't know, disposable. There's nothing about him that immediately will make him super memorable. His ideology is kind of confusing all around. The stuff that makes him tick, it's just you know what I mean? It's You're really just watching for Sylvester Stallone, not the bad guy. But a good rounded plot would have a good guy and a bad guy that you can love. Either love or love to hate, whatever. And it doesn't really have that. The third problem that I have with this film, unfortunately, comes down to the CGI. It doesn't have the best CGI, especially when it comes down to flashbacks and showing Sylvester Stallone when he's younger, so a de-aging situation. It's definitely, like, obviously bad CGI, but again, it's a small detail because it's barely in it. This is much more of a practical action type of movie, and that practical action is actually pretty darn good. But the CGIing of like a young Sylvester Stallone just did not work for me whatsoever. It's kind of a blink and you'll miss it type of situation. Like if somebody has your attention and you're looking away, you might actually miss this happen. But if you notice it, you really notice it, and it's really not that good. So again, it's a small negative. It really is. It's nothing that's gonna ruin the entire movie for you, but it also means that the movie isn't perfect either. Let's go ahead and break down my final score for a second, which I rated Samaritan a B letter grade. Final overall score of 79%, 79 out of 100 possible stars. Now that basically just means that in general, it's a good, exciting, entertaining film. Is it a masterpiece? Not even a little bit. Will it win any awards? Doubtful. Will it gain a sequel? Always a possibility when we're talking about superheroes, but I still kind of doubt it. But hey, I'll watch it if it exists. But what about you guys? Have you seen Samaritan? What are your thoughts about it? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it one of Sylvester Stallone's best movies? Is it better than Rocky? Of course not. But is it one of his worst? No, that's probably like Escape Plan 3. That was not that good. But let me know your thoughts anyway. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell to be notified when I come on the next review. And until then, peace out.